Ladies, let me tell you something right now. Men are simple. We don't need a whole lot, but we do need the right things. You ever wonder what words can make a man stop in his tracks, put his phone down, and give you his full attention? It ain't complicated. Men are simple. We don't need a whole lot, but we do need the right things. You ever wonder what words can make a man stop in his tracks, put his phone down, and give you his full attention? It ain't complicated. Most women think it's about looks, but the truth is, real men respond to words that touch their soul, not just their eyes. If you want a man to listen, to commit, to cherish you, say this: I respect you. Now, I know some of y'all expected something different, but let me explain. Respect is a man's love language. Love is important, but to a man, respect is love. If a man feels respected, he will move mountains for you. He will protect, provide, and make sure you're his priority. A man can hear "I love you" from a woman and still feel like something is missing, but when he hears "I respect you," it touches something deep in his core. It tells him he is valuable, that his efforts are seen, and that he is needed in a way that no other words can express. A man who feels respected is a man who feels safe in his relationship. He doesn't have to second guess where he stands. He doesn't have to fight for his dignity or prove his worth constantly. He knows that the woman he loves sees him, believes in him, and trusts him to lead. And when a man feels that kind of security, he naturally wants to give more, do more, and be more for the woman who makes him feel that way. Respect triggers commitment in a way that love alone cannot. A man may love many people in his life, his mother, his sister, his friends, but the one he commits to, the one he dedicates his life to, is the one who respects him. This is why some men stay in relationships where they don't feel deeply loved, but leave relationships where they don't feel respected. Because to a man, respect is the foundation. It is the thing that tells him he is home. When a woman respects a man, she speaks to his greatness even before he fully achieves it. She encourages his dreams instead of tearing them down. She sees the effort he puts in, even when the world doesn't acknowledge it. A respected man becomes a better version of himself, not because he is forced to, but because he is inspired to. A woman's respect has the power to transform a man's mindset, to fuel his ambition, and to make him strive for things he never thought possible. Respect is what separates one woman from the rest. Every woman can offer love, affection, and beauty, but not every woman offers respect. And when a man finds a woman who truly respects him, he sees her differently. He sees her as his peace, his partner, and his priority. The woman who respects him isn't just another person in his life. She becomes irreplaceable. A respected man is a loyal man. He doesn't feel the need to seek validation elsewhere because he already has it where it matters most. He doesn't stray because he knows what he has is rare. He doesn't leave because he has no reason to. A woman's respect builds a bond so strong that no outside forces can shake it, because love may come and go, but respect is what holds everything together. When you tell a man you respect him, you're feeding his purpose. A respected man becomes a better leader, provider, and protector because he knows he's appreciated. Men are driven by a deep desire to be useful, to be needed, to have a purpose beyond themselves. A man who feels respected walks with confidence, knowing that his presence and his efforts matter. He feels encouraged to pursue his goals, to take on challenges, and to grow into his best self. A man who is constantly criticized, belittled, or made to feel like he is not enough will eventually shut down. He may withdraw emotionally, lose motivation, or even start seeking validation elsewhere. But a man who feels respected is energized. He feels like he has a reason to keep going, to keep striving, to keep pushing forward. He feels that his sacrifices, his hard work, and his struggles are seen and valued. That kind of validation is powerful. When a woman tells a man she respects him, she is telling him that she believes in him. She is telling him that she trusts his ability to make decisions, to lead, and to handle his responsibilities. She is not saying that he is perfect, but she is saying that she sees his efforts and values them. And for a man, that is everything. And for a man, it gives him the fuel he needs to keep going, even when things get tough. A respected man naturally becomes a better version of himself. He starts to carry himself differently. He begins to take more pride in his work, in his family, in his role as a partner. He starts to step up in ways that he may not have before because he feels like his efforts are worth something. He wants to give more to the woman who sees him, who values him, who respects him. Respect is not just about words, it's about actions. It's in how a woman speaks to her man, how she reacts to his ideas, how she supports him in his dreams. It's in the way she listens when he speaks, the way she stands by him in difficult times, and the way she acknowledges his efforts, even when they don't lead to immediate success. A man who feels respected does not need to be reminded to be a good partner. He naturally wants to be one. When a man feels respected, he is less likely to be defensive. He is more open, more communicative, and more willing to be vulnerable. He does not feel the need to prove himself constantly because he already knows where he stands in the eyes of the woman he loves. He does not have to put on a mask or pretend to be someone he's not. He can be himself fully and completely, knowing that he is valued. A woman who understands the power of respect has the ability to inspire a man in ways that nothing else can. She has the ability to bring out the best in him, to make him feel invincible, to give him the strength to take on the world. And when a man feels that kind of support, there is nothing he won't do for the woman who gives it to him. Other women might offer beauty, charm, or even love, but not every woman offers respect. When you do, you become irreplaceable. Love is common. It's easy to say, I love you. People throw it around in relationships, in movies, in songs, but respect, that's different. That's rare. That's rare. And because it's rare, it's valuable. A man can find beauty anywhere. He can be attracted to many women, but the woman he can't replace is the one who makes him feel like a king. Not through flattery, but through genuine respect. That kind of woman stands out. She is the one he thinks about when he is making big decisions. She is the one he turns to when life gets hard. She is the one he wants to protect, provide for, and build a future with. Respect is what makes a woman unforgettable. It's what makes a man look at her differently than he looks at anyone else. He knows that she is not just with him for what he has, but for who he is. He knows that when she says she believes in him, she truly means it. That kind of connection is rare. That kind of woman is not easily replaced. Men don't just want admiration when they are winning. They need it even when they are struggling. A man can go out into the world and be beaten down by competition, by failures, by the pressure to succeed. But when he comes home to a woman who respects him, who sees him as more than his paycheck or his status, he feels like he can keep going. He feels like he has a reason to fight through the tough times. A woman who respects her man doesn't belittle him when he makes mistakes. She doesn't compare him to others. She doesn't make him feel like he is never enough. Instead, she reminds him of who he is. She speaks to his strength, his potential, and his ability to overcome. She makes him feel like no matter what happens, she is by his side. And that is priceless. A man who finds a woman like that knows he has found something special. He won't take it for granted. He won't risk losing it because he knows that while there may be plenty of beautiful women in the world, finding one who truly respects him is rare. Respect isn't about submission or putting a man on a pedestal. It's about seeing him for who he is, valuing what he brings to the table, and letting him know that his presence in your life is meaningful. It's about showing appreciation, not just for what he does, but for who he is as a person. When a man feels truly respected, his entire energy changes. He becomes more confident, more secure, more loving. He feels safe in his relationship, and in turn, he makes his woman feel safe. Because a respected man doesn't just stay, he thrives. And he makes sure the woman who respects him thrives with him. Love fades if it's not nurtured, but respect deepens over time. A man who feels respected will stay loyal because he sees you as his piece, not his problem. Too many relationships fall apart, not because the love is gone, but because the respect has faded. Love alone is not enough to hold a man's heart. He needs to feel valued, appreciated, and honored for who he is. Respect is what keeps a man coming home. It's what makes him choose you every single day. A woman can love a man deeply, but if she constantly criticizes him, belittles him, or makes him feel unworthy, that love will eventually lose its power. On the other hand, a woman who respects her man, even in tough times, strengthens their bond in a way that no challenge can break. Respect isn't about agreeing with everything he says or never expressing your feelings. It's about how you communicate. It's about making sure your words lift him up instead of tearing him down. A woman who respects her man speaks with kindness, even when she's upset. She expresses her concerns without attacking his character. She makes him feel heard, but never like he is being judged or controlled. A man who feels respected doesn't just stay in the relationship, he invests in it. He gives more, he listens more, he works harder to make sure his woman is happy. He doesn't see her as just another person in his life. He sees her as his partner, his teammate, his greatest supporter. And when a man feels that way, he naturally wants to do everything in his power to protect that relationship. One of the biggest mistakes women make is assuming that respect is something they should give only when a man has earned it. But here's the truth. Respect inspires a man to rise to the occasion. When a woman shows a man respect even in his struggles, she helps him become the man he is meant to be. She fuels his ambition, his confidence, his drive. She makes him feel like he can conquer anything, and in return, he will go above and beyond to prove her right. The world is already hard enough on men. They face pressure to provide, to succeed, to be strong at all times. When a man comes home, he doesn't want to feel like he's stepping into another battlefield. He wants to feel safe. He wants to feel like his woman is his sanctuary, his escape from the chaos. A woman who respects her man gives him that peace, and in return, he will do everything in his power to make sure she is happy and secure. When respect is present, trust grows, love grows. A relationship built on respect is nearly unbreakable. Because at the end of the day, a man doesn't just want love, he wants to be respected, admired, and appreciated. And when he finds that in a woman, there is nothing he won't do to keep her by his side.